What is going on with Man City after dropping points and doing Arsenal a favour against Tottenham? Now, Man City are allegedly breached 100 different cases of FFP, breaking the rules. And listen, as a gooner, this is great news. This is lovely news. If the case is that they have breached FFP, then hopefully they get everything that's coming to them. But 100 separate cases where Man City could have been breaking FFP rules. I can't believe my eyes. I don't know what is going on today in the world of football, but there's so much going on. You already saw Pep Guardiola looking clueless against Tottenham this weekend, looking clueless to the 1-0. Looks like Haaland isn't bedding into this Man City side. You got Grealish, £100 million spent. There's problems all over for Man City at the moment. But listen, it is what it is. Maybe Arsenal can take advantage of this. I would like my club to take advantage of the fact that things are looking sticky at Man City. This is the last thing that they needed. Players already wanting to leave. Bernardo Silva forever being linked to Barcelona away from Man City. Cancelo, nobody expected Cancelo to want to leave and obviously be flogged out in January out on loan. Certain players unrest. Pep Guardiola seems that he can't get the best of Haaland within the system. The players seem like they're more tuned to be playing with a false nine than somebody like Haaland. And now you're getting this now coming to Man City. And Arsenal have to capitalize on this. We have to capitalize that there's players at Man City that have unrest, that are not happy there at the moment. We have to capitalize that if this does come true, Pep Guardiola more than likely is gonna want to walk away, because I'm sure he does not want to be stripped of all the Premier Leagues that he's won and all the effort and everything that he's built. If it is true that they have breached, obviously Man City are gonna want to, put their case forward and try and combat this and show that they have been abiding by FFP rules. But 100 separate cases where Man City could be breaching FFP, and it's crazy. Honestly, when I saw this today, I was like, what is going on in world football? It says here, alleged breaches, 50 breaches of providing inaccurate financial information, 8 alleged breaches in relation to manager from 2009 to 2013, 12 breaches in relation to player rumination between 2010 and 2016, 5 breaches linked to UEFA financial regulations, 25 profitable and sustainability breaches, and 30 breaches of assisting the Premier League's investigation, which began in March 2019. I mean, this is a lot. And I mean, even if they go to, once they put their case forward and, even out of 100, even if just 50 or 20, breaches of FFP regulations, I think the Premier League are going to have to make an example. You've got certain owners now coming to the Premier League, the owners of Newcastle, Man United look like they're going to be sold to some rich owners. You've got Chelsea now with Todd Bowley. They're going to have to make an example and make sure that these owners that are coming to the Premier League and coming for the riches of the Premier League know that they can't just dope their clubs with money and fiddle the books and be able to just win whatever they want and really and truly buy the league in ways that are not in line with FFP. For me, I think it's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. For years and years, people have been saying, how are Man City able to do it? And listen, nothing has, we haven't reached a verdict yet. This case may take years. It may take to the end of the year. We don't know yet. We're still seeing a lot of news. Obviously, it's been put out to the media about what has been going on with Man City, allegedly. Obviously, these 100 cases. And Arsenal need to capitalize. My club needs to capitalize on that. We need to capitalize on them dropping points to Tottenham. Pep Guardiola looking like he doesn't have an answer to the way that they're playing. Hasn't found the right system to bed in Haaland and get the best out of Haaland coming to the team. Jack Grealish, another player that they spent so much money, he's not looking that great. Didn't look that great against Tottenham. We have to take advantage of that and try and use that to our advantage to go on and push us on to win this league. That's what we got to do right now. Man City, the situation at Man City is looking crazy. There's all these things going out right now. A lot of people talking about, what could the sanctions be if they are charged with these 100 cases of breaching FFP. Nobody really knows right now. Would all the Premier League titles that they won, cups that they won, be given to everybody that they beat in cup finals? Teams that come second place to them like Liverpool and Man United over the years when they're winning Premier Leagues. We are yet to see. We get to see a lot of people drawing comparisons to Juventus, what happened with Juventus over there. Obviously, the differences between Juventus and what happened to them being pushed to Serie B was the fact that they were tapping up referees, paying referees to be, looking favorably in games for Juventus. This is a little bit different to that. This is more, financial doping. Is the accusations financial doping and fiddling their books financially? It's not, we haven't seen any cases suggesting that, Man City were paying off referees and doing things like that. But either way, you are allowing your team to have a certain advantage going into games, which ultimately, no matter how you slice it, you're putting an advantage for your team to win major honors and win silverware against other teams that are following FFP and are playing by the book. And listen, at the end of the day, I couldn't care less about Man City. I'll be honest, I'm an Arsenal fan, and I'm not going to throw salt, because at the end of the day, a lot of times these are the cases that we see that get caught or that get flagged up. We don't know. I don't know how by the book my club plays. I'd love to believe that they play things by the book. I don't want my club fiddling the books. I want my club to be ambitious. I want my club to spend money, but I don't want my club to be cheating, because eventually when you do get caught, I don't want those titles to be stripped or to be tainted and, things like that. I want us to win the right way. And the right way for me is to be ambitious, spend money, of course, but, I want it to be done what we'd like to believe the right way and the fair way. But at the same time, when you're seeing profit, the profit margins of Man City, their wage bill going up there with the top 5 teams in world football, when you're looking at that and you're thinking, how are they able to do this? How, of course, the owners can put a portion of their money, but at the same time, they could, under FFP, you can only put in so much money of your own. But yeah, a lot of people talking about the next steps. We're still waiting for more information about what's going on. But it says here, next steps, the Premier League will appoint an independent judicial panel to examine the case and make a final decision. According to the BBC panel will be selected and chaired by Murray Rossen KC. Hearings will be held in private, and owing to the number of breaches listed by the league this morning, could take a sufficient amount of time before decisions are reached. A guilty verdict will almost certainly be met with appeals by the club, meaning that the entire process could still last several more years. So it is what it is. Obviously, it's going to be a bit of unrest. This is going to add to the unrest that there's a lot of players that don't want to be there. This may influence certain players to be, you know what? Come the summer, I want to put a transfer request and I want to leave Man City. I want, at the end of the day, all of this really, Man City have let down the players. Ex-players like Aguero, scoring the last minute, the last game to win a Premier League. Other, Vincent Kompany, they've had David Silva, all these legends that they've had, these players are coming and they've got nothing to do with fiddling the books. They're just players, they're employees of the club. Pep Guardiola has done an excellent job of managing Man City. All the efforts that he's done, if he's stripped of all those Premier League titles, these players, the fans, the fans are not to blame for how the club is run. I know that, knowing being as an Arsenal fan, my club a lot of times is not run the way that I want. Whether my club is doing the right thing or the wrong thing, I'm not in control of that. Man City fans don't deserve that. Man City fans have seen their club in Division 1, in Division 2. You know what I mean? All those places there, League 1, all those competitions then. And now they're thinking that they're going to have their glory time, and now it can be stripped away from them or tainted. I personally think that if you fiddle the books, if you cheat, you should be stripped of your Premier League titles and your cup titles, because you didn't win it fair and square. And it's not right. Teams like, whether you like him or not, Klopp, whether you like him or not, he's done things the fair way. As far as we can tell from Liverpool, they haven't fiddled the books and they've done it the right way. For him to be cheated out of Premier League titles, one Premier League in 5-6 years, at the end of the day, isn't correct and should be given. Times even when Man United have come second. These are my rivals, but at the end of the day, if I don't want my club to be cheated out of title, cups and Premier Leagues, I don't want my rivals either, because I want everyone to be treated the best way, the fair way. But at the end of the day, for me, it's disgusting if it's to be true. And 100 cases of breach FFP rules, for me, it's looking very sticky at the moment. I can't lie, it's looking very, very sticky for Man City. Are they going to say that, all these cases are false? I mean, that's a lot of cases to be saying that it's not true, to be saying, it's fake accusations, etc., etc. So for me, this is looking hella sticky at the moment. I mean, what will be their punishment? What will be Man City's punishment? Will they be relegated from the league, just like Juventus, and deducted points and fined? You know, will it be one or the other? Will it be all three? Will they not be able to do transfers? You know, maybe they'll have a transfer ban so they can't buy certain players. You know, honestly, this is something that is shocking. How many of these players will stick around if they're relegated to the Championship? Will Pep stay around if he's relegated to the Championship? Surely he'll feel, you know, that the club has let him down. You know, the club has let him down. He's always defending Man City. Even the other day, I saw him in a press conference and he was saying, you know, the way that they were treated is unfair. You know, when Chelsea are spending all this money, he feels like when it was Man City, that all the Premier League teams got together and wanted Man City to be deducted points and wanted FFP to go down on them and them to be, you know, prosecuted, etc., etc. You know, his words seem like he's in the dark about what's going on. I don't think that he's part of the process of, you know, monetary gains of the club and the way that the club is run financially. He's going to feel like, you know, I've had the club's back. He's always defending Man City, saying that, you know, people, you know, have a bit of an agenda against Man City. The owners are just ambitious. They want the club to win and they're not scared to use their money for them to win. But he's obviously, when he's talking about that, he's thinking that, you know, the club are using it by fair gains. They're not fiddling the books. They're not pumping in money that they shouldn't be pumping in to be able to compete with the likes and spend, you know, the likes of Man United. I mean, they're spending, this club is nowhere near the size. Let's keep it real. Man City are nowhere near the size of Man United, but are able to spend just as much. I think Man United have even spent more money than them since Ferguson retired. How are they able to do that? They struggle to even fill their stadium. So a lot of things look very, very shady. 100 accusations. I mean, how many? Just in terms of, like, you know, let's just think about it. If you know, what's the chances that all of that is BS? You know, and for the Premier League to put it out there now, seems like they feel quite confident with what they're charging Man City, that at least a couple of these cases are real, even if it's just 20, 10, 15, 30, even 50. You know, at the end of the day, it's looking real sticky for Manchester City. And I think this might get into the players. What would the players and the agents be feeling? You know, at the end of the day, you might be winning Premier Leagues. You know, let's say Man City this year go on to win the Premier League. You know, this year's Premier League, they may be stripped of it as well as past year's Premier Leagues because of the way that the club is being run. And ultimately, it's disgusting for the fans because the fans don't deserve this. Man City fans don't deserve this. I have nothing against Man City fans, and I feel like, you know, fans always get the rough end of the stick. They're believing that, you know, the owners are coming in and are going to elevate their club, but they don't want it to the detriment of everything that they've built to be torn away from them. You know, when you're looking at Juventus that got deducted and got taken down to Serie B, they're historically a massive club. They can rebuild really quickly. They have a long-term, you know, they have a much bigger history over a longer period of time within football to be able to recuperate. Man City don't. They're building a lot of their fan base, with all due respect, building a lot of their fan base due to now being successful. Before these owners, they weren't that successful, which is why they didn't have such a massive fan base. Even now, during their glory years, you don't go out all the time and see Man City fans, you know, in the street. You don't see loads of little kids wearing Man City fans. You may see one or two, but it's a very new thing to see. When I grew up, I never saw it. And even now, even when I just think about it now, it's very rare. I'll see a Tottenham fan before I ever see, you know, a Man City shirt. Do you know what I mean? I'll see a QPR. Living in London, I'll see a QPR shirt before I see a Man City shirt. You know, I'll see a Fulham shirt before I see a Man City shirt. And I'm not trying to shit on Man City, but the reality is, why would Pep Guardiola stay with owners that potentially have let him down and are about to tank everything good that he's just built at this club? The only thing this manager's left to do at Man City is win the Champions League. Why would he stay? You know, I don't know if within Pep Guardiola's contract, he's able to terminate his contract due to if Man City are charged with these charges and get deducted points and get relegated. Maybe he has a clause. Maybe some of the players have a clause. Let's be real. A lot of these players that play for Man City, they didn't grow up supporting Man City. They've gone to Man City not just because of the money, but because obviously Pep Guardiola, along with Mancini and other managers before him, have created a winning mentality at Manchester City. But once that winning mentality is gone, why would they want to be there? You know, it's the same with Arsenal. Once upon a time, when we were winning, players want to be there. When you're not winning, a lot of players, yeah, some may come because of history, but a lot of them will look elsewhere. A lot of players know their careers are short. Would Haaland come to Man City if he knew that they would be deducted all these points or they're going to get relegated? Obviously, we're yet to see what is going to actually happen with Man City. But at the same time, I just think that it's in a situation where the Premier League are looking at this and they must be thinking, Newcastle with new owners, the richest owners in the Premier League. Or if we don't make an example of Manchester City, what's going to stop Newcastle, financial dope in their club and becoming a new city? What's going to happen if we allow this to happen? What's going to happen with Todd Bowley? We've already seen that Todd Bowley and his consortium have already, not fiddled the books, because what Chelsea have done has been within the rules and the laws of the game. They've just taken advantage of a loop within the rules, bringing in a lot of players and stretching them out so that every financial turn it seems like less of outgoings going out, which is why they were giving players 8 years. That is still within. It's a very different case what Chelsea done to Man City, but at the same time, will they not be incentivized to break the rules if the Premier League don't make an example of Man City? This is a slippery slope. If you don't cut it at the root, it's almost like the situation at Arsenal with Aubameyang. Yeah, let's say Aubameyang was turning up late. I remember when he was turned up late for a North London derby. If Arteta was to allow Arteta to break the rules, then he's setting precedent for everybody else that's watching within the locker room that you don't have to abide by the rules. It's the exact same thing when it comes to this in the Premier League. If they are guilty, the Premier League have to give them the harshest penalty that they are allowed to by the letter of the law. They have to do that, because otherwise Chelsea will run wild. Man United will even run even more wild when they get new owners. Newcastle will run wild. And then we've got a free fall. At the end of the day, we already know that a lot of clubs, allegedly don't run by the books. I already know allegedly. Let me say allegedly, because I don't need no, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't need no drama. Allegedly, my club Benfica, and not just Benfica, allegedly Porto as well, and other clubs that are big around. We already hear stories about fiddling the books and certain things happening and sneaky deals. With Benfica, I think they had a owner that was putting certain money. Benfica were making so much money out of the club and it wasn't being reinvested into players. Their profit turnover just of player sales wasn't being used, and the fans were annoyed that how can we make the most money in world football in terms of profits off of players, but it's not being reinvested in the team to become a European giant again, because bear in mind, Benfica have won 2 Champions Leagues in the time of Eusebio. And they were thinking, where's this money going? Allegedly, somebody within the board of Benfica was putting certain monies into offshore accounts, and money was getting siphoned into other places, and people were getting major paydays, and it wasn't being recirculated in the team. So, allegedly. So a lot of corruption goes on in football. We already know football isn't the way we would love it to be, which is, people win off of being fair and square. A lot of teams do look to take advantages of certain rules and take advantages of fiddling the books. But at the same time, I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. For me, I just feel like Pep will have to walk. If this comes out and this is true, Pep has to walk. You have to walk. You've been let down by the Man City owners. You've been let down and made to look like a mug when you're defending this club, thinking that this club is doing everything fair and square. You're giving your rule, and potentially, this club could be fiddling the books. He has to walk, and what's this going to do? This is going to give more incentive to players like Cancelo, that's now on loan, that more than likely is going to want to walk out. He's had a bust up with Pep Guardiola behind the scenes and has gone out and learned in Bayern Munich. He's thinking, bro, let me go win stuff at clubs where I'm not going to be stripped of my titles. I'm not going to be stripped of everything that I've earned. Cancelo's somebody that's won Premier Leagues under Pep at Man City. So he might be advised to look elsewhere, look for another club. He's already not happy with the manager and then busting up. Bernardo Silva, I already know how Portugueses are. Já sei como é que é. Bernardo Silva may be looking and thinking, you know what, I really wanted to leave. This is more incentive for me to leave. Obviously Haaland has just come. But you got players like that. And the thing is, this is crazy on top of not only Man City not looking like the dangerous Man City, Pep Guardiola looking lost against Tottenham, looking like he's got no answers, Haaland looking like he's not being integrated into the team properly, Griezmann not looking, Grealish, what am I saying, Griezmann not look, Grealish, sorry, I keep saying Griezmann, what's going on? Grealish not looking like he's, taken to what Pep wants him to do within this team. Looking very lackluster, not offering nothing against Tottenham, not looking like he's ever in any match actually paid them back the £100 million fee. I understand. Grealish didn't ask to be bought for 100 million. That's between his clubs and what they valued him. Aston Villa valued him as a very important player, and they put the price tag. Man City paid it. I get that it's not on Grealish, but at the end of the day, you are a player, a played employee of the club, and it's not kicking on. Kevin De Bruyne looking like he's slowing down. The manager didn't play him against Tottenham. He's looking like he's not affecting the game the way he used to be. There's a lot of problems in terms of the sporting aspect and the technical aspect and the way that the team is gelling. And then this just throws extra doubt within everything else at the club. I'm sure the players, players want assurances. Players want to know what they're doing. And a lot of these players, they're not going to stick around if, they get relegated. Obviously, this may take years. So a lot of these players may not even be here at Man City by the time the final decision is made as to if Man City are guilty of all these financial breaches, or not. But at the end of the day, these are things that players are going to think about. Is this going to affect them? Are they going to get deducted points? Will they want to stay at this club? Is this club trustworthy? At the end of the day, these are things that are going to be, asked of. And for me, I just find it mad. But listen, people, make sure if you're tuned in right now.
Hello, friends. Good morning. I am going to make a new video on my YouTube channel. And please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe.
There you go. Make sure you subscribe, man. Make sure you sakapara. You know what I mean? Make sure you subscribe, Kadamba. Come on, man. I want to see what you lot think about this. D1, I see you already in the chat. I want to get into how you feel, Man City fan. I want to see how you feel about this. For me, I just feel like this is just something that Arsenal can use to fire us up. Man City have not been on job this season compared to how they've been in last seasons. Last season, they look impenetrable. They look like they're completely crazy. Now we can use it. You know what I mean? We can use this to our advantage and kick on. We already saw that they dropped points against Tottenham. That's an incentive. Even when we didn't do our job against Everton. Now we can use this even more incentive to push on and continue to push on and try and go out there and do what needs to be done to win this Premier League. We need to use whatever we can as an advantage. I don't wish this for the fans. I actually feel sorry for Man City fans, if I'll be completely honest. Like I said, I've got nothing against Man City fans. But at the same time, you've got to look at things. And I want to get into, some of the money around Manchester City. Here we got top 10 clubs with the highest wage bill in Europe. And Paris Saint-Germain tops that. But within that, we also have Manchester City. It says Manchester City's wage bill is on £434 million. Well, that's for Liverpool. And Man City's wage bill is £418. So they got a really high wage bill. And when we start looking at their turnover, because I wanted to put this up. This is on Statista. This is their revenue from 2009-10, when the owners came in, and when a lot of these allegations started. When you start looking at this, it's looking a bit mad, especially when you compare this graph to Arsenal. When you're looking at this, the baby blue is match day revenue. As you can see, it's gone up a little bit, but not much. It's not gone up much. Obviously, with success, more fans come to the stadium. The broadcasting, but then you see there's been a massive leap when it comes to commercial. Of course, the broadcasting is because Man City are more times than not winning the Premier League. They've won 4 out of 5. So you can understand they're going to get more money in the broadcasting. A lot of times they're winning the league. They've won 4 out of 5. But then when you look at the commercial, their commercial turnover is almost hitting £800 in the 2021-2022 season. When you compare that to Arsenal's, our commercial takeover, it's match day, broadcasting and commercial all into one. For Manchester City's, it's just below 800. It's about 750, thereabouts. Our highest is just below 500, and that was the season of 2016 and 2017. So when you're looking at that, you're thinking, how are they almost hitting that? A club that hasn't got nowhere near the amount of fans that we have. I can understand that they have a lot of success, but they don't have the fan base. And you're looking at it and you're thinking, You know, how was their turnover that much higher than Arsenal's? You know, 300 million pounds more, you know, than Arsenal's highest within the last couple of years. Our highest is 2016. That's match day broadcasting commercial, all just below 500 million. But when you look at Man City, it's just below 800, about 750. You know, how is, you know, the maths ain't mathing sometimes. The math ain't mathing. And look, at the end of the day, it's not for me to say whether they're guilty or not. Obviously, they'll go to court and they'll sort that out, their legal issues. But for me, it just looks a little bit suspect. For me, you know, I get the broadcasting because they've been, you know, competing and winning major honors, but the commercial is where, you know, it seems that a lot of these allegations are coming from, fiddling the books. And when you look at them, okay, 09, I mean, they just got taken over. But when you look at it, you know, what's it, 3-4 years into their new regime, their commercial was under 400. It's about 300. You know, coming on to 2021-22, it's almost hitting 800. You know, and for me, I just think that's crazy. Like, the jump is absolutely crazy. You know, how are they able to pull that much? But listen, I'm no expert. I'm just looking at the figures and thinking the maths ain't mathing. You know, we've all suspected it for a while. How are they able to do it? Like I said, the Chelsea one, I'm not comparing Man City to Chelsea because I think the Chelsea situation is a completely different situation. I think the Chelsea is more taking advantage of a loophole within the rules. You know, it's not breaking the rules, it's exploiting a loophole within the rules. This is more financial doping. And I think that is why I look at it, you know, very different. And I look at this graph and I'm thinking something ain't adding up. You know, something really isn't adding up. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me know what you lot think. Let me get into you lot's comments. Let me see what you lot are thinking about this Man City, this breaking news. It's quite a slow news day for Arsenal, to be honest. Not much. Linked to a couple of dead players I can't even be bothered to get into. But yeah, it's all mad. It's all mad. It's actually all mad. Let's see from D1. He's a Man City fan. We have faith in Serrano and Caledon. All of this will be sorted out. City till I die. It's been a tough day, I would admit, hearing this, but I'm confident in my club. Do you think it will affect the players, bro? Because I'm looking at this thinking, you know, at the end of the day, Haaland looked pissed off. Haaland looked pissed off against Tottenham. No service. He looked vexed. KDB is not going to be happy sitting on the bench. Grealish is not getting the best out of Grealish. Bernardo Silva got bossed the other day, and it's not looked like the scintillating Bernardo Silva that we've seen in past seasons. There's questions to be asked here. You know, there's questions here. You know, Mahrez coming off when he's been one of your most informed players in the last couple of weeks. You know, I don't know. I don't think, you know, you lot are doing a decent job of keeping things under wraps in terms of players. I mean, Cancelo, we only knew, you know, we only knew about that bust up between him and Guardiola when Guardiola loaned him out. But at the same time, things don't look so rosy at Man City. And it looks like, you know, the players look like they're tired of the manager. They look like they're void of ideas. It looks like the tactics isn't the same. You don't have runners like Sterling that are just running down the channels. You don't have workhorses. You're not overloading the midfield. Your striker can't get involved in the game because a lot of the times he's isolated up front. And then, you know, Tottenham did a beautiful job in isolating players like Grealish, Mahrez, and players like what's his name, Bernardo Silva. So let me know, bro. I want to know. I want to know, bro. I want to know what's going on in City. Obviously, I'm not a City fan. I'm an Arsenal fan. So I'd like to know what the fans are saying. But yeah, big up, bro. Everyone, do the show support for Confident. What am I talking about? What? No, my head is gone. But yeah, big up, bro. Everyone, do show support for the content by hitting the like button. It's like today I can't read. I swear, sometimes it just happens like that. You got the ring light, the light's on you, and sometimes you just, yeah, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, like it up, big up, bro. Let's go smack the likes and subscribe. Perfect timing. I just finished cleaning up and time to burn one and clap on City. Listen, it is what it is, bro. We got to take advantage of this now. You know what I mean? We got to take advantage of this. Klopp looking like Nate Diaz. I'm not surprised. Listen, it is what it is. Liverpool are falling off. Man City look like things ain't all rosy at the club. There's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of things being, questions being put at Pep. He looked a bit triggered after the game. wasn't happy. I find Pep very passive aggressive. He's always like, yes, we're very, very happy. I'm very, very happy with the players. Yes, congratulations to Harry smashing it, and getting the record at Tottenham, and for all of Manchester City. We wish him very good, very good. I'm very, very happy for them. It's just like, bro, you ain't happy, bro. Just say it as it is, man. This is why I love that Mourinho, my Portuguese, caramba. That's why I love Mourinho. If he's pissed off, yeah, everyone's getting run over. You throw everyone under the bus. You don't give a shit. You know what I'm saying? Mourinho just spoke with chest. You know, if I speak, I'm in big, big trouble. But a lot of times before that, yeah, man would just be throwing man under the bus. He couldn't give a shit. Pep, you're trying to keep like everything's rosy at the Garden, and the cracks are starting to show. And I hope my club take advantage and win the league out of this. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. People are saying we are having a bad season, but we're still only 5 points off the top. What does that really say about everyone else below us then? Listen, a lot of teams, you know, when you're looking at Chelsea are rebuilding, they brought in a load of players, bro. You look, Man United are on their rebuild. You know what I mean? Their manager's only been there 6-7 months. You know, you're looking at Liverpool falling off a cliff. So a lot of the teams that were in and amongst it, you know, a lot of them are either going for a bad season, they need to start rebuilding, or a lot of them have just started their rebuild. So I don't know if you can say that, bro, about your club. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you've lost a couple of players, but you were more than comfortable to lose those players. You still got a lot of winners that have won you a lot of Premier Leagues. Your manager's coming out. Pep's come out before a couple of days ago, a couple of weeks ago, saying that he feels that some of these players have just won too much and don't have the desire to keep to push on and win more. So at the end of the day, bro, like, I wouldn't really compare to the rest of the bunch because there's a lot of individual problems. Newcastle just come into money. They're now trying to get get their money up and create a winning system, creating, you know, that winning mentality. You know, they're like when you lot bought Robinho, obviously they're doing it differently. They're buying a lot of players that fit their system, but they're in the early days, the early process of them, you know, rebuilding. I mean, a lot of the players that they got now, a lot of them were players that they got last season in January when they were trying to get out of a relegation battle. So they're still in the rebuild. I know they're in the top 4, but they're still in the rebuild situation. So, and you know, so is a lot of other clubs around. So I don't know if you can look at it and say, oh, if we're having a bad season, what's everybody else? You still got a lot of winners. You know, Bernardo Silva has won a lot with you lot. You know, Nathan Ake has won things with you lot. You know, Mahrez has won titles with you lot. You know, you got a lot. I understand that your strike force, you're rebuilding. You got Julian Alvarez, which is the only player that I thought looked dangerous for you lot against Tottenham. I think he looked very, very dangerous, and he can offer a lot that Haaland doesn't. Haaland did look dangerous at the start of the season, but now you can see if you stop the supply to Haaland, he's not doing anything. He's not a player that's going to drop in deep like Harry Kane, link play little triangles, and then run the channels after. He's a player that wants to get the ball in the box and be the last player, you know, in the attack to put the ball away. And when you don't give him that, and you don't give him that service, this is what you get. So I don't know if you can really compare yourself to other clubs, bro. And say, you know, if we're dead, what's everybody else? A lot of other teams are on a rebuild, including my team. You know, I didn't expect Arsenal to be in this situation either. Robin, that's what you wish. That don't make it true. I know my club, and I believe in my club, and always will believe in my club. Listen, I understand that you love your club, bro, but at the end of the day, D1, you're my guy, but at the end of the day, we don't know, you know, behind the scenes of how business is done at our clubs. We don't. We're fans. We like to stick more to the football inside, but we're not privy to exactly everything that's done. Which is why you've got the Premier League, which is why you've got FIFA to be regulating these teams, seeing that they're doing their business properly, seeing that their financial books are not cooked and that they're running at a reasonable profit. So, you know, it's one of them ones, bro. It's not one of them ones where you can say, you know, for a fact, you know exactly how your club is run financially. I get that you love your club, but at the end of the day, if your club was run exactly how you wanted, would they really be charged with 100 breaches of FFP? Can you really say that? I don't think you can say that. You know, I don't know how Arsenal's run. You know, as far as I can see, they are run in a sustainable manner. They're run that we spend the money that we make. You know, but really and truly, I've not really dived in to really say I've looked at all the books and we're definitely doing everything by the book. I would love to believe that we are, because I don't wish that on my club and I don't wish that on any club. But at the same time, loving your club is one thing. Knowing, you know, maybe you feel like you know the manager, you know the players, that's one thing. But you don't know, you know, if your sponsorship deals haven't been cooked a little bit, if certain, you know, deals and sponsorships haven't been a little bit inflated. You don't 100% know that, in my opinion. So, it's one of them ones, bro. It's one of them. Obviously, everyone would like to believe that their club is doing things, the fair way. Bending the rules a little bit, for me, is a little bit different. I think that's smart. Sometimes, yeah, you got to bend the rules a little bit. Players bend the rules on the pitch. Let's keep it real. Players do the dark arts all the time. Tottenham were doing the dark arts the other day against Man City all the time. They were 1-0 up and then they were playing the dark arts. I saw a Højbjerg get hit by the ball, fall down like someone shot him, and he's just wasting time. The ball didn't even hit him. He's just the dark arts. Sometimes, yeah, some people may look at it as cheating, whatever. You have to use everything to your advantage. So bending the rules is one thing. Like I'm talking about something like what Chelsea did, spreading over costs over a certain amount of time, so your finances look a lot more compact and a lot more sustainable. Fair enough, but pumping in loads of money that shouldn't be there and that's inflating how much money you got to spend and things like that, I think is a different thing. I think there's two different things, but that's just my opinion. Let me know what your opinions are in the comments. City got more pull than the mafia. They've already gotten to them. Listen, it's mad. Listen, for me, yeah, I just feel like I'm going to keep it real, yeah? I'm going to keep it real. For me, if City are guilty of doing this, I want them to be deducted points. I want them relegated to the Championship. Actually, I don't even want them relegated to the Championship. I want them relegated to League 2, if not further down than League 2. I want them to be hit financially, that they can't financially dot their way back up through the leagues and back into the Premier League. Because at the end of the day, yeah, if this is true, yeah, it's not fair because they're still gaining off of financial doping. They still have players like Bernardo Silva. They still have Haaland. All it is, if it's true, was gained off of financial doping. The fact that they're able to pull Pep Guardiola for financial doping, he should be able to leave and not be able to manage Manchester City. I don't think he would manage them if they drop down to League 2. Obviously, he's got standards. I don't think he would do that. But they should be stripped of all their players, all their money, yeah, and they should start from zero again back in League 2. That's what I think. And that will send a clear message to all the other teams that before you ever think about cooking your books and doing all this type of stuff and the breaches that they've allegedly been, breaching with FFP, people think twice, because you're about to send your club all the way back down the footballing pyramid in England. And do you really want to do that? So at the end of the day, for me, like if you just give them a ban, this club has got a stupid amount of money. They can bounce back from that. If you tell them, you just get deducted back to the league and you still got all these players, we already know they'll get promoted, the first season. Whether some of the players will stick around or not is to be debated. It's really the players that love Man City that will stay. I think it was with Juventus. I think Pirlo, when they got relegated, Pirlo went down with them. A couple of Juventus players that won the league with them actually stayed and went back up, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So for me, the players have to be sold. And those profits can't go to Man City. They got to go all the way down. The profits can't stay there. They can't just be down to the Championship because some of these players may stay on thinking, okay, cool, well, we're Man City. We'll bounce straight back up to the Premier League next year. You know what I mean? And then start spending again. They need to be hit so that it's going to be a long-ass road back to the Premier League. It can't just be one of them ones like Juventus. When we saw with the Juventus situation, I don't think the penalty was harsh enough. They got points reducted. They got pushed back into Serie B. How long did it? I think it only took them a season or two to get back up to Serie A, and then look at them now dominating Italian football again. No. That can't run. That can't run. It's got to be so serious that they can't just bounce back. That's what I would like to see anyway. If they are guilty, if they are not guilty, then I guess the Premier League is going to have to apologize to them and apologize to their fans because it is what it is. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. We'll see what happens. City heard Ivan Toney had some charges and they said, hold my beer. That's a good one. I can't even lie. That's a good one. I can't even lie. Today I feel so tired, man. I don't know what's going on with me. Smash a like and subscribe if you are new. Support my brother. Big up to you, Lenny, man. You're always tuned in. Big up to you, man. Yeah, listen. Like it. Listen. Let me get the thing out because people ain't listening.
Hello, friends. Good morning. I am going to make a new video on my YouTube channel. And please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe.
the guy said, make sure you subscribe, man. Make sure you subscribe. It is what it is. It is what it's. Big Steve in the chat. I don't even know if that's the real Big Steve. I don't even know if that's the real Big Steve. And wait, hold on. What did Big Steve just say? Hold on. I don't even know if that's the real Big Steve, honestly. Well, what is listen, if Man City are guilty of these charges, I don't think you'll find a football fan that wouldn't want them to get relegated. I don't think that's me having a bias against Man City. If my club was guilty of financial doping, I want the same done to my club. Not because I want it done, but that is only fair. That is only fair. If you're financial doping, I think it's only fair in my opinion. I'll keep it real. Yeah, you can't have Premier Leagues. You can't have this manager, these players on the back of cheating. I don't think that's right. We need to keep football fair so that in the future we can have stories like Leicester and stuff like that, and we can make the Premier League combative and not just, you know, financially, whoever financial dopes their club more wins the league. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, listen, I don't know if it's the real, if it's the real Big Steve, but yeah, if it is, then yeah, it is what it is, man. Listen, at the end of the day, for me, I just feel like I keep the same energy for all clubs, if I'm going to be completely honest. Like, I don't want my club cheating. I don't want no other club cheating. And I don't feel like it's fair. Like, at the end of the day, Man City getting sanctioned, if they get their Premier League stripped from them, it strengthens my rivals. Like, for me, I look at Man United as a rival. When I grew up, Man United was the rivals between Man United or Arsenal winning Premier Leagues. That actually gives them more Premier Leagues. It doesn't give my club any more Premier Leagues. We just get a Carabao Cup. You know what I mean? But that strengthens my rivals. I don't want Man United to have more Premier Leagues. They already have more Premier Leagues than we do. 20 Premier Leagues, and Arsenal only have 13. I don't want to strengthen them. I don't want Liverpool to have more Premier Leagues, because they would have been given more Premier Leagues if this is true, and if, you know, whoever's second place to the years that Man City won the Premier League, they will get given it. So I don't want to strengthen my rivals. I don't want to be, personally, I don't want to believe that Man City have been cheating. I've been very impressed with Man City over the last couple of years, the style of football, the players that they bring in, the way the club is run, you know, the structure of the club, the fact that you lot, you know, yes, you spend a lot of money, but you don't go crazy. Certain players, you know, you're not going to go mad. You stick to a certain price tag. You're not going to go above that to keep harmony within the club. I've admired a lot of things that Man City's done, and I don't wish any badness upon Man City fans. Let me get that straight. I don't wish no badness, you know, because football fans are football fans. We just want the best for our club. You know, your club is Man City, my club is Arsenal. But at the end of the day, you know, you do the crime, you do the time. That's how I look at it. You do the crime, you do the time. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair to leapfrog all these clubs by cheating. If you do it in a fair way, fair enough. I've never come on my channel and ever complained about Man City having money, Man City being, you know, pushing their club to be the best. I've never complained about none of that. I don't even complain about Chelsea doing that. If anything, I applaud your clubs and your owners being ambitious. But there's a difference between being ambitious and a difference about cheating. You know, if you are cheating, like I've been saying, if Man City are cheating, then it's a different thing, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But it's not for me to. I'm not in the court. It's not. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. I keep the same energy. If it was Arsenal, I don't want Arsenal to win Premier. I want Arsenal to be ambitious, but I don't want them to cheat. I don't want that. You know what I mean? I don't want to go through the embarrassment of getting stripped of Premier Leagues that we win and then get given to other clubs because we won it under false pretenses that we're doing things the fair way, and in reality, we've been fiddling the books. I don't want to do it like that. You know, for me, there's a difference between being ambitious and not being legit with the way that you're doing things. That's how I look at it. I hope they don't deduct any points to City, or winning the title won't feel rewarding. I want Arsenal to earn this title. Let's see if the cojones can remain intact all the way till the end. Listen, let me clarify for the last time. I only want Man City to be sanctioned if they are guilty of all these breaches and they come out and they make a lot more of these breaches clear, so we know exactly what they're being found guilty of. They are yet to be found guilty. They are not guilty yet. So if they're not guilty, I don't want anything to happen to them. I don't wish it upon them. But if they are, then it is what it is. I spit out my orange juice when I heard the grass being overgrown charge. Yeah, that one was mad. That one was mad. The brown envelope stopped coming in, or there was a disagreement between the Saudis and the Premier League. The Premier League decided to leak everything. When they don't get their way, they snitch and start fishing. It is what it is. The banter is about to be next level at the next few games, probably. Big up my guy, big up to you, bro. Now I just need Chelsea to bite the bullet, and wow, what a turnaround. What if the players knew about this well in advance, and hence the infighting and shit form? It's been a very tough day, I really must admit that. City in 2019-2020 season were a complete shambles. That was Pep's actual lowest moment. KO to Leon, finished second and over 15 points behind Liverpool. Too early to write them off and call it a crisis. I would actually feel sorry for Aguero. Still need Nasri though. Take that medal back. Be opportunistic, Arsenal. Bye-bye City. Bernardo had 4 chances yesterday to put Haaland in yesterday and didn't do it. Hi Northside, big up to you. Can I jump on? Bro, I gotta go pick up my girl after this live, so I don't really have that much time, bro. But next time, bro. Brandon, jump over your fence. De Bruyne not starting yesterday was justified because he hasn't been good at all. But Diaz and Laporte need to be starting. We just need to go with our settled and strongest 11. I would even right now I would be starting Gundogan over Bernardo and put Grealish into a midfield 3 and put Foden up front with Haaland and Mahrez. Okay, fair enough. Vamos Zidman, big up, bro. Big up, bro. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. I didn't mind letting Jesus leave, but I wanted to keep Zinchenko and Sterling. I have been saying it all season. Fair enough. Fair enough. Julian Alvarez needs to be getting much more minutes. Looks very good. Yeah, he looked very dangerous, bro. I can't lie. 100+ charges. Puta que pariu. That's mad. It is mad, bro. It's actually mad. But I've been saying that we are not playing good this season and we are on and off. But I don't agree with everyone saying we are finished. I don't think you lot are finished. City will get away with it because of brown envelopes. Big Steve says relegated and laughing. Bending the rules in one thing, getting caught doing it, it's another thing. Yeah, listen, if you got a loophole, if there's a loophole within the rules and you bend it a little bit, then it is what it is, isn't it? You're being smart. But if you're completely just breaking the rules in this way, I think it's different. I don't think you can compare the two, in my opinion. I don't think you can compare the two. You know, it's not wrong what Chelsea done in the sense of signing players to an 8-year contract. It's not illegal to sign a player to an 8-year contract, but they were doing it with all the players to get all this player in, and then that's when FIFA jumped in, with the Premier League jumped in and said, listen, you lot are taking the piss now. You're not taking the piss out of a loophole. Because teams, from what I've heard, other teams are doing it as well. Some teams are doing it, but not to the extent that Chelsea were doing it. So I think it's different than this. Big up, Steve. Mate, when City were in League One, did you cry after losses? To League Two, yeah? Okay, I see it. My bro, Big Steve. What's this? Big Steve, bro. In 1999, City were League One. Now they are big boys. Juve got relegated in Serie B and won a title, and the title they won in 2005 wasn't rewarded to anyone. Okay, cool. It wasn't rewarded to anyone. What's this here? Someone's rattled there. I'm not even going to click on it. He just rattled. All these small clubs hating and wishing you pray for our downfall. We seeing you. You tried to grasp before and we was innocent. Desperate clubs. Listen, I didn't grasp. It wasn't me. My club might have, but it wasn't me. But it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Obviously, I'm not really praying on Man City's downfall. I'm praying on Arsenal getting better. Better enough to, you know, to the point where we're better than you. So I'm not really praying on Man City's downfall. I rarely ever talk about Man City. I'm only touching on Man City because this is big news. And there's not much news around Arsenal. Thank you, Big Steve. I finally got some backup in here. I couldn't have put it any better myself. Listen, I'm sure there are Arsenal fans that are salty, or that are, you know, happy that you lot are going down. At the end of the day, you know, listen, it is what it is, isn't it? Rival fans are rival fans, isn't it? Rival fans don't want to see, you know, we're not here for the betterment of our rivals. we're here for the betterment of our clubs, you know. But it is what it is. I think it will be a lot better. I mean, the verdict ain't going to be this season. So I think Man City, in terms of points deducted and all that type of stuff, ain't going to affect this season. So my club still needs to do the business and still needs to go out there and win against Brentford, win when we play you guys twice. You know, at the end of the day, I don't think it's going to win this season. Do I see my club in the title race next season? With the business that we've done in the January, I don't really think so. Depends what we do in the summer, but I'm yet to see a transfer window where my club actually do what needs to be done to, you know, keep, you know, showing the ambition and showing that we're in the big time now and we're trying to go and win major honours. I don't think it's sustainable what Arsenal are doing if we don't do what we need to do in the transfer window. And the prime example of that is Liverpool. So my club still need to do what we need to do, you know, in terms of keep being the best team so far in the Premier League to win this season. It doesn't look like your point deduction and, if you get relegated, it's going to happen this season. So my club still needs to do the business. I'm not praying on your downfall. I'm praying that my club do what they need to do. You need to apologise. Also, you basically just said you want us finished. Oh my God, I want you finished if this is true. It has not been proven yet, 100%, that you guys are guilty of all these breaches. They've put it out there that you've been charged. It still hasn't been proven that you are guilty of 100 FFP of breaking 100 FFP rules. So yeah, that's what I said. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't hate City. I got no reason to really hate City. So it is what it is. If it is the rule, Big Steve, big up to you. I don't know if it is. So I don't know. You know, sometimes people make these fake these fake accounts. So I don't even know. Big Steve, all right. These haters wishing downfall on a club just like they did when Chelsea got sanctioned. Like I said, I haven't. I haven't. You know, when Chelsea are spending money in January, I've actually picked them up and said they're actually being ambitious. Because as far as I know, you know, you're spending money within your means. Yeah, you're being a bit smart and a bit, you know, a little bit cheeky about it. But it is what it is. They're going to change that rule, so clubs can't do that anymore. And it is what it is when we move. So I don't really use my channel to be throwing shade on Man City or Chelsea. This is a big topic and we're talking about it. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Some fans are going to be like that because they want to see the downfall of Chelsea. They want to see the downfall of Man City. You know, the downfall of our rivals is us, you know, going up. But at the end of the day, if Arsenal don't capitalise, if we keep going for washed out Jorginhos and stuff like that, it's irrelevant if Man City gets sanctioned, whether Chelsea gets sanctioned. It's irrelevant if my club don't do what needs to be done. So I'm not really here wishing anything upon my rivals, really. I just want Arsenal to get the job done, and then whatever my rivals do is irrelevant. Financial doping, one charge is the length of the grass. What's this? No trophies are getting stripped. Nobody's getting relegated. If the grass was too long, we'll pay that fine. Listen, I don't know. This is just what's out there. This is just what's out there. Listen, everyone's got their opinion. Have some shame wishing downfall on football clubs. It's crazy asking a team to go to League Two. You kidding me? Only Arsenal fans and United fans talk like this about City and Chelsea. Right, let me make this very clear, yeah? Let me make this very clear. If the ownership have let down the fans, yeah, the City fans, let down Pep and the players and have been financial doping, and on the back of that have been able to be dominating English football, then they deserve, the fans don't, the manager don't, the players don't, but the ownership, unfortunately, do deserve to be sanctioned and do deserve to be stripped of everything that they built, yeah, under pretenses that they're doing things the right way when they are fiddling the books. If this is true, yeah, I'm not wishing it. I'm saying if it is, then that is what I'd like to see done. To this point, we don't know if they actually have done that. So I don't know what is hard about getting that, but I don't know. I don't know what's hard about understanding that. But like I said, everyone's got their opinions, man. At the end of the day, if they have done it, it's not me that fiddled the books. So at the end of the day, it's irrelevant whether I want them getting sanctioned or not. They will get sanctioned if they are deemed to have fiddled the books and been dodgy in the way they've done business. So at the end of the day, it's really irrelevant what I say. I'm just saying my opinion. That's what my channel is, for me to say my opinion. You lot say your opinion. All these rival clubs are praying for a downfall so that they can actually have a chance of winning the title. Okay, cool. It is what it is. Remember, UEFA charge you all said the same, and we was proven innocent, but you won't accept it. From what I've heard, certain charges were out of date, and they had to drop it, and then you were fined £10 million. They couldn't let all the charges stick because of the time frame of when certain charges were made. But it is what it is, man. But yeah, broadcast hate is the lot of them. Listen, I get why City fans are rattled, but it is what it is, man. Rival fans are not thinking about evidence; they are just desperate for us to fall apart. Okay, listen, I'm not. Listen, it is what it is, isn't it? I can get why City fans are upset. Like I said, I'm not wishing anything. I'm just saying what I'd like to be done to not just City, but any club, that if they are caught, fiddling the books. But it is what it is. People are saying Chelsea are next, are disgrace. Haters broke clubs. It is what it is, man. At the end of the day, rivals sometimes are salty, and you just gotta. It is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is, man. Just focus on your club. Focus on what Todd Bowley's doing. That's what I would say. Focus on what Todd Bowley's doing. If you like what he's doing, you like the fact that he's spending the money, you like the fact that he's being proactive, just focus on that. You know, rivals are always going to chat shit. You just got to do what you got to do, innit? You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. Just push on. I mean, at the end of the day, Chelsea have done this before where they spend big and it's, you know, reaped rewards. So if you believe in this, I mean, you had it under Abramovich, spending money, getting the big players in that can win your major honours. If you believe Todd Bowley's doing the same thing under the same mold, you know, with a little few tweaks, but, you know, he's following the mode of Abramovich. That's won you everything in world football. Just focus on yourself. You don't need to focus on what the haters say. You know what I mean? Or not even the haters, just what rivals say. You know what I mean? For me, I've never begrudged Chelsea's success, and I'm not begrudging Man City's success if they've done it in a fair way. But it is what it is. Oh, why does City have so much money, or why does Chelsea have all that money? They're haters. Yeah, the people that do say that they're haters, obviously they want that for their own club, and it is what it is. I don't care if Man City are financially doping. I am a football fan, not a tax man. I love the Premier League for its competitive nature. I refuse to believe Kroenke with that fraud Edu aren't financially doping either. And that's the thing. I will never come out here and say that my club is not run like this and my club is not run like that and my club don't do. I don't know because I'm not there. Do you know what I mean? I'm not actually there. But at the end of the day, I love the ambition of Chelsea. I love the ambition of Manchester City. I wish my club had that level of ambition. I wish my club went out there and paid the money for Moses Caicedo instead of being some bum broadcasters and going out there and getting Jorginho for fucking, you know, I shouldn't even swear, but, you know, for flipping, you know, car boot sale prices. It's not right. It's not right. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. For me, I said it before and I'll say it again. The transfer window that Chelsea had, I think, you know, was a transfer window, maybe not to the exact same extent, but I would have loved Arsenal to have the same transfer window as Chelsea. That transfer window showed intent. Whether you rate those players or not, shows intent that the club is serious. The club are about, you know, winning things in the near future, which is now. Not thinking about 5, 6, 7, 8 year process to get to where they want. They want to get to that now. Arsenal, was our transfer window showing, you know, made our rivals look at us and take us more serious? I don't think so. Yes, Chelsea going to need time to bed in their players and everything else like that. But I applaud their ambition. I applaud that they're not sitting on their laurels saying, "Oh, we want everything in world football. We can relax now." Nah, they want to go again. They want to win it again. They want to win another Champions League. They want to win the Premier League again. They want to go and continue to compete for major honours. And I wish my club was like that. So no saltiness from me. No saltiness on my side. No side, it ain't directed at you. It's for everyone that claims that we are finished and every fan base that are making assumptions when nothing has been decided. Yeah, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Northside, it is the real Big Steve. Listen, if it's the real Big Steve, big up Big Steve, man. Big Steve always know. Listen, from when he's known me, he's know I've never been salty at Man City. But, you know, at the end of the day, I want football to be fair. I want football, you know, as fair as it can be, you know, for all clubs. You know, whatever I say, I apply it, you know, not just to my club, but to all clubs, you know. And like I said, the day Arsenal are found to be fiddling the books, everything I said that if City are found guilty to fiddle the books, I want the exact same penalties for Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, anyone, you know, anyone, if they are found guilty of fiddling books or cheating to that extent. So there's no bias for me. There's no bias for me. But yeah, man, if it is the real Big Steve, big up Big Steve, man. Like, really, really nice guy. I got nothing against Big Steve. I mean, when he come into my channel, I didn't even have many followers. So big up to Big Steve, man. Honestly, big up to Big Steve. We ain't getting stripped of no titles, and we will not get relegated. Northside, don't get me wrong, bro. It's not directed to you. For everyone that's saying that is praying for our downfall. Oh, okay, yeah, no, it's calm, it's calm, it's calm. Listen, big up to Big Steve. It is the real Big Steve. Big up to Big Steve, man. Like I said, man, I got nothing but time for Big Steve. Honestly, a really, really, really nice guy. Really nice guy. But yeah, I want fairness in football, people. At the end of the day, I think exactly, regardless of which club it is, has to be dealt with properly. Of course, exactly. You know, I think a lot of times with football, a lot of football fans get this whole, you know, they get so swamped with, I want my club to be successful, that they become hypocritical. You know, when it's their club, it's like, oh, people are just hating on us. And then when it's other clubs, oh, I want, you know, the maximum penalty. We have to be universal with the way that we look at things. If we want maximum, you know, if we want the letter of the law to be thrown at Man City, or for example, a club like Chelsea, clubs that have been accused of breaking FFP, then we need the same energy with our owners. You know, we can't be celebrating it when it's our club and then condemning other clubs when they do it. So at the end of the day, I just want fairness in football, man. I want to know that every year the club that deserved it won it. The club that had the most ambition won it. The club that had the owners that are ambitious, the managers that deserved it, the players that deserved it, win it. That's all I want. You know what I mean? I can celebrate when my rivals win, in terms of not celebrate, but be happy when I see Leicester win it fair and square. If I see Man City win it, of course I'm not celebrating, but I'm like, you know what? You lot deserved it. You got the better players. You lot been the best team over the course of the season, and it is what it is. Of course, I wish my club to win it every season, but at the end of the day, no, I'm not going to be hypocritical. I just want it to be fair. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Chelsea, I think, will be next. As Big Daddy Wenger is at FIFA, it wouldn't surprise me if FFP charges comes. Why do you look at me? Listen, it is what it is, man. Napstar, big up, bro. It is what it is, bro. I just feel like, look, FFP is there to regulate. That's not our jobs as fans, isn't it? Our jobs as fans is to demand the best from our owners and demand the best from our managers and our players. I think that's what we need to, you know, focus on. Not, is that club doing this? Is that club doing that? That's for FFP to deem whether they're guilty or not guilty. So it is what it is, man. I don't, all honesty, I don't wish it, man, because I know what it's like to support your team when times are hard. And I know fans, we're here through the rough and the smooth. The majority of us are here through the rough and the smooth. And you know, Man City are now, you know, their fans are now seeing, you know, Premier League titles and potentially going for a Champions League. You know, everyone's putting pressure on Pep to win a Champions League now. You know, the only time he's won a Champions League was when he had Messi in his team at Barca. So it is what it is. I don't begrudge those fans. Those fans have gone through things actually I ain't even been through. Do you know what I'm saying? Those, you know, the diehard Man City fans, they've gone through League One. You know what I mean? They've been in Division 2. They've been in all of that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't wish that on them. I do not wish that on them. You know, and I feel sorry for the fans, because I feel like every time in football, fans get the shit under the stick all the time. When a club is not ambitious, it always breaks the fans. It doesn't break the ownership if their model is to win just to make money. You know, the fans are the ones that are hurting. When players don't give their all, the fans are the ones that are hurting. When managers throw in the towel and not ambitious enough, you know, when the club sets low standards and don't want to compete and want to be run like they're flipping boo-hoo man or something, and it's all about profit. The fans are the ones that always pay the price. And ultimately, in all of this, put the banner aside. We're not 5 years old. At the end of the day, I feel sorry for the fans, you know, especially match-going fans that spend their hard-earned money, have got those memories, and now, you know, potentially, you know, if the club are deemed, you know, guilty of this, they're the ones that get their, you know, they get those memories tainted. They get that joy and that glory tainted. And I think that's sad. Honestly, I think that is sad, you know. I really do. But it is what it is, people. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like I said, like and subscribe. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Do you think Man City is guilty? Do you not think they're guilty? If they're guilty, what would you like the Premier League to do as a punishment? What do you think the Premier League should do if they're cleared of all charges? You know, that's something that we got to talk about as well. So leave it down in the comments below. and I'll try and get back to whoever comments, all the comments below. But yeah, man, it is what it is. Listen, Arsenal, go out there and do what needs to be done. There seems to be unrest in Man City's changing room. Seems like certain players want to leave. It seems like, you know, things are looking very rocky at the moment for Man City in terms of where we've seen them, and that is a high pedestal. That's getting, you know, being centurions. That is reaching new levels in the Premier League, different level of points tallies, etc., etc. Fluid football. You know, we need to take advantage. I want my team to take advantage of the fact that things aren't good there, and we go out there and we put a long string of wins, and we get to the Premier League and we lift the Premier League in May. It is what it is. But listen, people, make sure you like and subscribe. And without further ado, I'm out.